Well, hello. Hashtag here. This is take two, actually. The mother-in-law just came in. Anyway, moving on. Been doing the one-to-ones with my athletes, as I always do each week. And I had a conversation with someone late last week, and it really did strike a chord with me. And it's something that I'd actually would put across on vlog for you guys. So here we go. Now, nutrition. Yes, I have talked about fats and carbs and proteins and race nutrition. But what I haven't talked about is daily nutrition, is what you need before you have a workout, or after you have a workout, or during a workout. Um, Suffice to say that a lot of sessions can be within an hour. And to all intents and purposes, you don't need to have nutrition fueling for that 1 hour, really. Now, here's the thing: a lot of people think that that's good. Okay, it actually isn't. Especially if you're a multi-sport athlete or an endurance athlete and you want top performance. Now, the example of this athlete is they went out for a 4 hour bike ride, and we worked out that they burnt off over 2,500 calories, um, 25 bananas, if you will. But they didn't eat during the ride. Well, 2 hours of the ride at least. And that's because they were going to a calf. And it was a 60% intensity, zero point 0.6 IF. So wasn't that too strenuous. So when they got to the calf, they had the usual cake and roll or whatever. Um, and then they did 2 hours back. And then they thought, well, they didn't need to eat because they'd get home and they'd have something to eat. Now, the issue is this: if you do hard sessions, which can be upwards of 800 calories per hour, if they're intense turbo sessions like bike sessions, um, or hard run sessions, even a steady endurance session is going to pull 600 to 800 calories out of you, depending on your size. Um, that takes quite a long time for that actually get to replenished glycogen actually back into the muscles. Now we're going to take a step back. Glycogen is the energy that's actually stored inside your muscles. Now, if you go very, very, very easily, walking perhaps, cycling, it's actually under about 75 watts. Um, all you do is burn fat. Okay. So as soon as you start to go above 75 watts on a bike, or you start to jog, you start to burn off muscle glycogen. Okay. And you can't store a lot of that in your body. The maximum you can store in your body is about 2,500 calories, 2,400 calories. Um, you won't get anywhere close to that until your body starts to slow you down. Marathon runners call it hitting the wall. Cyclists call it the bonk. You just basically, the body will shut you down before you do shut down of zero muscle glycogen because you need it. So it's going into survival mode. So someone like me, a big guy like me, I'm pumping out, say, 300 watts. Okay, there's 225 watts. That works out at nearly 700 calories an hour. I won't bore you with the maths, but that's about 700 calories an hour. Okay, I can't eat 175 grams of carbohydrate per hour. I just can't. Okay, at the weekend I did 75 grams, and that was about my maximum. So I haven't trained myself to actually eat any more than that. So I'm going to deplete sooner or later. Okay, so that's what I'm explaining about the bike rides, and that's when it comes down to turbo sessions, hard sessions. You're not eating and fueling for that session as such, although you could be. You are fueling so you don't dig yourself a massive hole that may take you 36 to 48 hours to refill when you climb off the bike, when you take your trainers off. Now, the reason that we do have energy products, okay, the initial thought is it's for the session to give us as much power, energy for as much at the end as we had at the beginning. Okay, and that kind of makes sense. But You need the energy throughout your whole workout so you do not dig yourself that hole. Now, currently, the Giro d'Italia is on. Now, these guys have a rest day. They've just had their third rest day, which was yesterday. The reason they have a rest day is obviously to rest their legs, but they still go out and ride. They do 30, 40 miles and they still go out and ride. The key thing is here, they catch up on their eating on the rest day as well. Okay, they're burning upwards of 5,000 calories, and the 4 to 5 hours that they're riding on their bikes each day, they just can't get it in. Like I just said, they're upwards of about 120 grams per hour, but that's still not enough considering how much they burn. It doesn't mean that they go to the hotel after the stage finish and they eat loads of food. The body can't assimilate it. So you need that extra day, 1 in every 7, to actually get the food in without burning it off and actually play a little bit of catch up. So that's why they have the rest days. Moving that to you guys who are watching, athletes, you need to fuel whilst you're working out. So again, you do not dig yourself a hole for the next 2 days. If you train every other day, you could just about get away with it. But if you're training to race, you need to keep the energy stores topped up. So if you have any questions, I'm sure there'll be hundreds off this video. Please DM me, message me, and I will do my best to answer. Adding to that, I am due a few more Q&A questions that I could answer on this feed. So if you have any questions, please DM me. So that's it. That's me for now. Ciao, ciao. Let's crack on.